So here is Mr. Ramesh Chandra and starting limits, and more precisely introduction to limit. Before proceeding to limit, there are some guidelines. First, have pen and paper along with so that you can work with us. Second, since this is the lecture and not like reading book, so you have to think, you have to pause this video for a while until unless you can solve the problem. So take time to solve problems, take time to solve problems and you can pause this video while you were working on the problems. Third, you can ask questions by commenting on this video so that we can work more precisely on the same. So let us move on to the topic, introduction to the limit. Introduction to the limit. First of all, we think about why we study limit. What is the need of limit? If we do not have limit, then what the problem that creates in mathematics, and what the problem we will face in the mathematics. So let us think about a simple problem. Let us fx equal to x upon x. Think about this problem. So you will have answer like this is equal to 1 if x is not equal to 0, and you can say not define if x equal to 0. Like this is the situation. If x equal to 0, this become like 0 upon 0, which is not defined, and if it is not, then this is always be 1. So our problem is not that what is the value of function at 0. The value of function at 0 is not defined, that we already been defined in the function, and also we are not asking the value of function at 1, that is 1 upon 1 is equal to 1. The problem is little bit different. Like if we think of the value of function at 0.001, then you will still say 0.001 upon 0.001, and you will get again 1. The problem is still not this. Even we can say f 0.0000, let's say 1. Let's say we have hundreds of 100 zeros, then still you will say this is equal to 1. Again, problem is not this. Since we have already defined this number, this is a particular number, you can assume this to be very small number. Even our instrument failed to measure such kind of quantity. So what is the real problem in actual? The problem is that we are thinking of just a number just greater than 0 or a number just less than 0. We want to know the value of function for just greater than 0 and for just less than 0. So thing is that, can you represent this just greater than 0 number? So there is neighborhood of a point. Neighborhood of a point means our problem is at the neighborhood of the point. So let's say we are thinking of a number 0, x equal to 0. So there are two neighbors, one is just right and one just left. So there is two neighborhood, right neighborhood and left neighborhood. So let us think of a right neighborhood, a number right neighborhood of x equal to 0. Let us think of right neighborhood. So you may think like 0.000001, but this is not. There are so many number in between 0 and this number. Again, you can have 0.0000, 1 lakh 0, 1 lakh, 1 lakh zeros. You will say this is the right neighborhood. Again, this is not the correct way. Since if you say this is the right neighborhood, then there is still be so many number in between 0 and this number. Thing is that we can't express the right neighborhood exactly by number like this. So we should have something to express that feeling of right neighborhood and the left neighborhood. So we have like one point here and another point here, just right, like 0 plus delta and 0 minus delta, and this delta work for the situation. You may see that this is very large gap, but you may think this is the magnified version like galaxies. You cross many galaxies and you are finding this magnifying thing. So this is very small. So what should be the quality of delta? Delta is very small positive quantity, very small positive quantity. So you can say that 0 plus delta is the right neighborhood and 0 minus delta is the left neighborhood of 0. Thanks.